as we continue our coverage into the 11 o'clock hour to a press conference which is about to begin. We are expecting more information from the officials on the ground as we approach the top of the 11 o'clock hour. We will stay on the air for extended coverage here on Fox 11. Usually we would be seeing Name That Tune, but tonight we are going to stay with this. Breaking news again. The breaking news: 5 people dead, including the gunman, 6 people transported to a hospital, 5 of 6 of them from gunshot wounds. We believe 2 people in critical condition, 4 people in stable condition at Mission Hospital after a shooting at the popular Cook's Corner bar. I'm Alex Michelson.
And I'm Christine Devine. It is 11 o'clock. We are staying on longer to give you this news conference right here. And here we go.
Hi, good evening. I'm Sergeant Frank Gonzalez. I'm the Public Information Officer for the Orange County Sheriff's Department. First, I want to thank you guys for your patience, for being out here, and our condolences go out to everybody that was affected in this event. It's a tragic event. We'll have 2 speakers giving an update tonight from the Orange County Sheriff's Department, Under Sheriff Jeff Halleck, and from the Orange County Fire Authority, Chief Brian Fennessy. They'll be answering questions after their remarks.
Good evening, everybody. I want to start by thanking everybody for being here. As you would expect, tonight has been a very, very difficult night for everybody involved, for the entire community. I want to start by offering condolences to the families of the victims and the entire Trabuco Canyon community. Cook's Corner, the location where this tragic incident occurred, is truly a beloved part of the Trabuco Canyon community. So a little bit of information about what happened tonight. At about 7:04 p.m., deputies responded to multiple 911 calls of shots being fired at Cook's Corner. The caller stated that the male fired 4 to 6 shots. About 2 minutes later, at 7:06 p.m., deputies arrived on scene and dispatch could hear gunshots in the background. At 7:08 p.m., deputies then confronted a male subject that was armed with a gun. At that point, a deputy-involved shooting occurred, and that involved multiple deputies. At this point, the man believed to be involved in the shooting is deceased at the scene. At least 1 weapon has been recovered at the scene, and we have been made aware that the suspect may be retired law enforcement. We are working to confirm that information as we speak. I want to remind everyone that we are just 3 hours from the time that this shooting occurred. We still have a number of people, a number of witnesses that we need to interview, and we're going to be processing the scene throughout the night. So I ask that you be patient. We're trying to provide as much information as we can. But again, it's a very complex and detailed scene, and we have folks out there working throughout the night processing the scene. I want to thank our partners from the Orange County Fire Authority for their assistance and their response, and I want to thank also the Trauma Intervention Program who responded. They are a group of volunteers who respond and assist with many of our victims, families, witnesses, and those that experience and observe this really tragic incident. I also want to thank our federal partners from the FBI and the ATF are here also assisting as needed. And at this point, I will turn it over to Chief Brian Fennessy to provide an update.
Thank you. At 7:05 p.m., Orange County Fire Authority firefighters responded to assist the Orange County Sheriff's Department for a report of a shooting and immediately entered into unified command with the Orange County Sheriff's Department. OCFA firefighter paramedics treated and transported 6 people to a local trauma center, 5 of which had reported gunshot wounds. The other 4, or 2 of the 6 people we transported, are in critical condition. The other 4 are in stable condition. In addition, 4 people were pronounced deceased on scene by our firefighter paramedics. This tragic incident weighs heavy on our community and the first responders, and our hearts go out to all those involved. Thank you.
As I mentioned just a few minutes ago, obviously we're only a couple of hours removed from this incident, so we're willing to take a few brief questions, but please be patient with us as we don't have a lot of detail. Michelle.
Jeff, what can you tell us about the fact that this is possibly a domestic violence incident, that the gunman shot his wife inside of the bar?
So the question was, is this possibly a domestic violence incident involving a male and a female subject? That's part of the ongoing investigation. Obviously, we're getting a lot of the same information, but as I mentioned, we have a number of witnesses that are down at Cook's Corner that are being interviewed now. So I think it's too early to confirm any of that information. But we're getting some of that same information, working to confirm it.
Jeff, what can you tell us about the 4 people were killed?
I'm sorry.
What can you tell us about the 4 people that were killed? Were their ages, and were they women, men?
The question was about the 4 that are deceased. I don't have any of the information. I don't know gender or age or any details at this point.
Why do you think that the shooter may have been former law enforcement, and that have you been in contact with the Ventura County Police Department or Ventura Police Department? And is it a former officer out there?
The question was about whether or not the shooter was a prior law enforcement. We are just getting some of that preliminary information. It's way too early to confirm any of that, whether it's a specific agency, whether he's actually retired or where he retired from. But we're working to confirm that and would expect to have that information maybe tomorrow if in fact it's true.
From scene, from people who knew him on scene, or is that something you're...
I don't have those details. I'm sorry.
Jeff, what do you know about the gun so far? We heard from a witness that he came in with 2 handguns, then went to a truck and recovered either a rifle or a shotgun. What can you tell us about the guns and the ammo?
Yeah, the question was about weapons that may have been used. The only information is what I said earlier. We recovered at least 1 weapon. As to what type of weapons they are, or whether he went and retrieved another one, I don't have that information.
Can you describe again, Jeff, the encounter when your deputies arrived? Please tell us, and what was dispatch hearing?
Again, very brief. Deputies were on scene very quickly, within a couple of minutes. As they arrived on scene, when they key up their radio, dispatch can obviously hear what is happening around them oftentimes. And it is our understanding that dispatch could hear gunshots going off in the background.
Was there an exchange of gunfire between the responding deputies and the alleged shooter?
I don't know if it was with the alleged shooter. I know there was a deputy-involved shooting involving multiple deputies. At this point, I think it's safe to assume that they would have engaged the shooter, but I don't have specific details.
Can you just talk about this happening to this community? Mass shootings in Orange County are not exactly very common. What it's like to be here when this happened and what this community is feeling tonight?
It's obviously a horrible and a tragic situation. These types of shootings are not commonplace here in Orange County. Fortunately, when these things do happen, I think we have some of the best and most well-trained professionals that respond in the Sheriff's Department and the Orange County Fire Authority. But as you mentioned, yes, it's an absolute tragic event and something that I know is probably weighing very heavy on the entire Trabuco Canyon community. Cook's Corner, I mean, it's a staple here in South Orange County, in this area of Orange County. So it's a significant thing.
Jeff, do we have any indication of how many witnesses your detectives have now pulled aside to talk with to try to get a sequence of events? What happened? Why it happened?
I'm hearing upwards of 30 to 40 witnesses, possibly.
These are people who were not injured, not wounded in any way by what happened there. They just got out of the scene.
That's my understanding, yes.
When you guys went in to do this, what's your protocol on an active shooter? Is it arrest or is it neutralize the threat? Which way did it go?
I don't want to get too much into that because I don't know the specifics of the incident other than that there was somebody shooting, but our training, our protocol tells us that we would engage that suspect, yes.
If you're under arrest, raise your hands, nothing.
That's all going to be dependent on the situation. I don't want to speculate at this point because I don't know exactly what the deputies encountered when they arrived.
Just for clarification, the 4 people who are deceased, one of them is the gunman?
Yes, that's correct.
That's not including the gunman.
The shooter was at the corner at the time or showed up? Is there any information about that?
I don't have that information. I know when the deputies arrived, he was at Cook's Corner. How long he had been there, or what happened preceding their arrival, or that call to dispatch, I don't know.
How many people were in the bar at the time? And is there a relocation center at all for people wondering where their loved ones may be? And where are those loved ones if they're missing?
So I don't know the exact number. As I mentioned, we've got investigators down at the scene that are interviewing folks. We don't have any type of a reunification center, but those people obviously would have the ability to reach out to loved ones and let them know that they're okay.
Is there an update on the conditions of the other people that were shot?
I don't have that information. Orange County Fire Authority may have some of those details. We know that 6 were transported, as the chief said. 2 were critical.
Jeff, were all of the casualties inside the confines of the bar itself, or was anyone wounded outside?
I don't have those specifics. I'm sorry.
Where the shooter was engaged, because there's a video that says the shooter went back out to his truck to reload and then was shot at that point.
Yeah, and that question was asked, and I don't have those specifics at all. I'm sorry. It's just too early. Again, I apologize. It's just only a couple of hours removed, and it's just important that we get through all of the witnesses to find out truly what happened. And obviously, if there's any video available, those types of things, we're working on all of that now.
Are there security cameras at those?
I don't know, but if there are, that would be some of the first things that we would look at.
Were children or families put in harm's way there inside of that establishment tonight?
I would assume. I don't know if there were children there. I don't know the number of people. Based on the number of people that we have to interview and witnesses that are down there, it sounds like there was a number of people there this evening.
All of the people that were killed were women. Can you not confirm that?
I cannot confirm that. I'm sorry.
Confirm an age range?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
And people were shot inside and outside, so there are bodies and or wounded sprawled across the property.
Honestly, I don't know. I'm just at the location, whether they're inside the building, outside the building. I can't confirm that at all. I just don't know.
Does it appear just from the scene that he was shooting indiscriminately at anyone inside?
That, I don't know. That's going to be involved with the witnesses and speaking to the deputies and so forth, but I don't know how that actually happened. I'll take one more question.
Were there other law enforcement officers that were already at Cook's Corner off duty or?
Not. It's possible, but not that I'm aware of at this point. So, all right. Thank you very much.
Are you at the suspect's home right now, Jeff?
There's an investigation that's going on at this point, so I don't have that information, and we're not prepared to share that. So thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. We appreciate it.
All right, still a lot of questions tonight after this mass shooting at an Orange County very popular biker bar. Information there from the Orange County Sheriff's Department late tonight here on Fox 11, where you have 4 dead, including the gunman, 6 transported, and alarming news to know that 2 are in critical condition. Alex, you have to pray for the well-being of everybody that was injured here in this shooting. 30 to 40 witnesses, people who were there enjoying a spaghetti night on a Wednesday night when shooting rang out around 7 o'clock. Deputies arriving very quickly there on the scene.
Yeah, and sometimes when this information first comes out, things are put out that aren't quite correct. So earlier we had reported that it was 5 dead, including the gunman. Just want to clarify, the official number is 4 dead, including the gunman. And those 6 other people taken to the hospital, 5 out of 6 of them with gunshot wounds, 2 of them in critical condition. So, 30 to 40 witnesses, that's a lot of people that were there probably enjoying music and spaghetti night, and now will be traumatized for the rest of their life after seeing this in front of them. There's going to be a large investigation there for some time. You see just how shut down this area is. We want to put up a map of some of the road closures to give you some perspective of what we're talking about and where all this is happening. So Santiago Canyon Road south of Crystal Canyon Road closed, El Toro Road north of Ridgeline Road, Live Oak Canyon Road also closed just east of El Toro, and Santiago Canyon Road. Avoid those roads throughout the night tonight and likely into the morning tomorrow as well.
You know, as we see this live shot from overhead, there's almost a feeling of it being sanitized in a way, but I'm thinking of the horror there on the ground this evening where you have somebody opening fire as people are enjoying a spaghetti dinner. It really is heartbreaking for everybody involved, everybody that works at Cook's Corner, everybody that went there to enjoy this night. And I can't help but think, too, of the gunman who basically ended his own life in such a horrific way, taking out innocent people as well. It really is a tragic sign of the times, and you can't help but have your heart break for Orange County tonight.
Well, and you think about, you know, somebody who was in law enforcement apparently and trained with law enforcement and was out there, and you know it is a fraternity and sorority, it really is, the law enforcement community, to then end up, it sounds like, losing his life in a gun battle with law enforcement.
And I'm thinking, too, if you are retired law enforcement, you're probably of the age where you might have children. So I'm thinking of the family members of the victims, of everybody who, you know, whose lives have now been changed because they witnessed this, whether you're law enforcement, your first responders, your customers, your employees there, the owner of the restaurant. Just a really great, popular, wonderful place, Cook's Corner, that was out there in nature, and that so many have enjoyed, whether you're in the motorcycle community. And I think maybe the word motorcycle feels better than biker bar, because you have that connotation of what a biker is. It really is a really cool motorcycle hangout, one of the to-do destination places in Southern California. And there are a few of them that you as bike people, you know, I'm one of them, you meet on a Saturday with your friends and you all ride out to these great locations and you have lunch and you ride back, and it's just a wonderful day, a true Southern California day.
Yeah, and you do bring up a good point. These suspects has not been identified yet. We are hearing names that we haven't yet been confirmed from a lot of our sources, and if it is indeed what they were sort of suggesting in that press conference, retired law enforcement and potentially killing his wife or a strange wife or some connection there, do they have children together? And is it possible that a father and a mother are now potentially both dead?
Well, I'm thinking, too, of any relatives, whether they have children, sisters, brothers, for everybody that has been touched by this. We are going to wrap things up here. We extended our coverage on Fox 11 News from our 10 o'clock news. Our morning show team is already working on this. They're going to have more coverage for you. So we ask you to please join us. Start your day with Good Day Late tomorrow morning. And, of course, we'll have a lot more answers from law enforcement as they piece this together and get more details. That's Good Day Late, 4 a.m.
Yeah. In the meantime, we hope that you have a good night. We are thinking of all those impacted by this. We will have updates on foxla.com if it warrants. Have a good evening. We'll see you tomorrow for more coverage of this.